six-a-side golden oldies. So this is for the people who have really just had a second lease of life or a second career once they've hit 32, 33 and onwards, and they've just carried on playing until their late 30s, maybe even 40s as well.
Sounds like it's easy, but then when I actually sat down and started writing down something, I was like, okay, this is a bit tricky because you want
Definitely
to.
is. Because
It's you.
I messaged you like six when we were talking, and you were like, "Is that your team?" I was like, "No, that's just six I could think of." And I was like,
Yeah.
"I've missed out all these obvious ones as well, man."
Right, I'm just gonna reel off my six here. So first, I went for Buffon in goal. I
Hmm.
think that's pretty self-explanatory. He's still playing now in his early 40s, looks after himself. Great goalkeeper as well. I think the only thing that's missing is a Champions League medal from his cabinet. But even if he doesn't get it, that's no slight on him and the quality of goalkeeper he is. I definitely think he's been one of the best goalkeepers for the last 20 years, easily. So into the defense, I had a few names that I had down, but I managed to narrow it down to two. So I went for first, I went for Maldini. And
Yep.
again, another Italian international, great player. I think as he got older, he got better and was more cultured, even using his right foot because he was starting at left back. Great servant for AC Milan, great servant for Italy. Yeah, as he got older, and I saw him in the AC Milan side of the mid 2000s when they played Liverpool twice in the Champions League final. Class, absolute class. Honestly, I've got nothing bad to say against Maldini. I just think he's a world class player. Another player that I chose, maybe he didn't necessarily get better as he got older, but he maintained his levels. I'm gonna say Cafu, the
Brilliant.
the right back, attacking Brazilian right back. Again, that same AC Milan team with Maldini, when I was playing Liverpool in those finals, he was playing so well. You know, he's still so cultured and composed on the ball. Even though he was getting to his mid 30s, he still had decent pace. You know what I mean? Could still charge up and down that right flank all day long. I just think he's a great player. He's one of the first fullbacks that I properly admired. I thought that he was a really world class player. Obviously, that Brazilian team of the early 2000s with him and Roberto Carlos as wing backs are crazy. It's absolutely mad. Up
And
and
it's
down the
sent
flank
it's
all
sent
day.
as it's set the benchmark now as well for all the right backs in world football as well. Because the World Cup in
Yes.
2002 was my first World Cup, so
Yep.
seeing Cafu being the captain, lifting the trophy after winning the World Cup and Ronaldo scoring two, I was like, this is a guy that's
Mm.
leading the team, and you can see how he's leading the
Yep.
team. You can see how he carried on his career at the top
Yes.
level as well. And you see so many people will go off to these farmers leagues or these rich
Yep.
teams, and they'll have a nice payday, which is fair enough to them. That's what they have to
Yeah.
do.
Of course.
But
Each
when you
their own.
yeah, but when you see like the man behind me, Cristiano Ronaldo, who is
Mm.
36 and he is in
Mm-hmm.
one of the biggest, most intense leagues in world football,
Mm-hmm.
it's good to see that happen. And at the time, Italian football was buzzing. So Cafu
Yes.
being in that around the time when I think Juventus got relegated the season afterwards, but they still had
Yeah, I think he did.
prime
Yeah.
Juventus, you had Inter Milan, you had Roma,
Yeah.
you had Lazio, and you had AC Milan, of course. So
Yes.
it's good to see Cafu in there as well, which is
No,
good.
definitely. And I think he after that, I think he moved to Roma. And he did pretty well at Roma as well.
Yeah, he did.
Before retiring. So yeah, now Cafu has to be in there. Right. So I went into midfield. I've only chose one midfielder for this one, but I'm gonna go for Clarence Seedorf. I don't know why I'm picking a lot of AC Milan players,
No, 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 no.
but it's
Clarence
just how
Seedorf.
it
No
went.
one's gonna argue Clarence Seedorf. If you know football, you
No,
know about
no.
Clarence Seedorf.
Yeah.
Quality player,
And
and he
again,
just looked like he was
quality,
22 when
quality.
he was 32.
Exactly. You
Ridiculous
wouldn't even
talent.
know. You wouldn't even know that he's 32, 33, 34. The energy in this guy. Now the thing is, he doesn't excel in one thing, but he does everything excellently. And he's just
Hmm.
a great midfielder. Like the touch on the ball, the vision, the passing, the energy, stamina, he has everything. And that Holland side, I don't know how they didn't win something. We've had him and Davids, and then you got Burkamp, you got Clivert. It's just too much. Like I just don't know how they didn't do anything. But say they're one of my favorite players of all time, midfielders. I think this thing is a great midfielder. And I think as he got older on the AC Milan side with him, Gattuso, Pirlo, and Kaká, that midfield diamond was too much, man. He was just a great player. I love watching that guy. I love him. I love Seedorf.
So who we
Yeah.
got up front? We got two of them up front. I imagine
Yep.
you
So
got
I
two
got
left.
two up front. Yep. So up front, I went for Zlatan and the guy behind you, Ronaldo, as a partnership. But I think
Hmm.
Zlatan can kind of drop and do a bit of a number 10 and help Seydorf from midfield, and when he can stay up top. But obviously, it goes without saying with Zlatan, he's still doing bits now, and I think he's like 38, 39 years old. And he's got some crazy goals during his career. I always remember that goal when he was playing for Sweden against England. He done some overhead kick from about 40 yards out while the goalkeeper was out of his area. Absolute class. He's just class.
The fact that, like, for me being a Man United fan, when you saw that leg break against Anderlecht in 2017 in the Europa League, and he came back, he chose not to retire. He still came back. He played a couple games in the second season, but then
Mm-hmm.
he went to the MLS and he came back to Italy. Like last season, we were saying that Italy could be the new USA in terms of people going. Literally, they could go for a
Retirement
second
payday.
a payday, a second lease of career. Ashley Young did
Mm-hmm.
that. He's feeling
Yep,
fine and came back to the Premier League.
exactly.
CR7 did that and he's come back to the Premier League as well. Who knows who else could go to Italy to actually just enjoy the last kind of um the twilight of the years, really.
But there's one more thing on Zlatan as well, because
Mhm.
he also got written off when he joined United. 'Cause I think he joined when he was about 34, 35 years of age. And, everyone like,
Yeah.
he's too old. He should have come to the Prem a long time ago. And then he done his thing. That first season at United, when he won the League Cup and the Europa League, he scored loads of goals that season. And I think he rammed all the words down pundits and fans' throat, and he still had it.
Do you have
Yeah,
any word on CR7 or CR7 just like the most explanatory player you can have?
Yeah, obviously he's a bit self-explanatory, but I will quickly break him down. Obviously, since I think there's some crazy stats in with him and Messi, and
Mm.
since they've turned 30, they've scored so many more goals. I don't know what's going on with them guys. It's like they're like wine,
Mm.
like they're getting better with age, And Ronnie, he looks after himself. I've always had this debate with, especially with the other guys on Ball and Banter about Messi and Ronaldo. Personally, I prefer Messi. I'm not saying Messi's better. I just love watching Messi. I just think his natural talent is unmatched. But Ronaldo, you have to tip your hat to him as well. You can't sleep on Ronaldo. His mentality is crazy, and that's why he's got to where he is now. He's been written off so many times. His career always comes back. He's played in loads of different leagues, all the top leagues in Europe, and he's done it everywhere.